All right, everybody, this is Cynthia Bazin from Smart Chick. Thank you so much for coming on in. I really appreciate it. I really am looking forward to doing this live stream with you. So come on in and say hello. Is that I am looking forward to doing this live stream with you, and today's topic is about routines. The effectiveness of routines, and then sometimes our routines are hurting us. So for those of you that don't know me too well, let me introduce myself to you. I am Cynthia Bazin. I am your laser focused kick in the duff mentor. I'm also a keynote speaker. I talk all over the country. What I help you do is I help you step into your personal and professional greatness each and every day. How I do that is with laser focused strategies and really smart tips. You can find me at smartchick.me. Right here on the screen is my website, and I'm really looking forward to doing this live stream with you. All right, so what I want to do is I want to show you the quote of the day, and then I want to talk about it. I want us not just to read a quote, I want us to apply the quote. Okay, so let's do this, everybody. I'm looking forward to you seeing this. So the quote of the day is the following: if you do what you always did, you will get what you always got. Okay, let me read that one more time. If you do what you always did, you will get what you always got, by Albert Einstein. So some people attribute this quote to Tony Robbins. There's some discussion on who really initiated this quote, but I'm going with Albert Einstein as the initiator of this quote, at least for today. So really, let's take a look at this quote and not just read it. Let's see how it really applies to our life and what we can do with this quote, right? So when I look at this quote, I really think about routines. So I want to ask you now, is that how many of you have great routines? Is that if you have great routines, that is absolutely awesome. So let's talk about routines for a second, okay? Is that, do you get up and do you have some sort of exercise routine? If you do, awesome. Do you food prep? Do you do certain things for your business or for your career? Do you have certain times that you time block out in order to get things accomplished during the day? If you do, that's absolutely awesome. And that's the positive things about routines, is that what? It gets you into a schedule, and it also, what it does, it tells you that you're disciplined. It gets you into a discipline, and it also keeps you consistent. Consistency is so important in our personal and professional life as far as success goes. But what do routines sometimes get us into? Sometimes the fluff zone, like I like to call it, okay? Yep, the fluff zone. And I'm going to go into a couple different areas in which you can kind of get into that fluff zone, sort of into that fuzzy, comfortable zone. And you know what? You're not really reaching your greatest success or happiness. So let me give you a quick example. Is that most of you know that I've been working out for a million years, right? For at least 25 years. I've been weightlifting. I do all different types of cardio exercise. Before that, I did sports my entire childhood, right? So I love fitness. Well, over the last 4 or 5 months or so, I was noticing that I was getting a little bit fluffy because of the fact of I had gotten into an exercise routine, that I was doing the same routine over and over and over. And the thing was, is that by me doing that, my muscles got lazy, right? So my muscles were getting so used to me doing the same thing over and over, is that certainly I was flowing as far as the discipline goes, but as far as the growing goes, I wasn't really growing in my fitness. I was kind of staying the same, you know, and maybe even hurting myself by doing the same thing over and over. So I've switched things up now. I don't do the same thing all the time. So what I want to ask you now is, what routines do you have in your life? I want you to write them down. And if they are really working for you, awesome. But what I really want to do is I want us to question our routines and see if there's something different that we need to do. Do we need to switch it up, turn it upside down, maybe do something that's going to help us grow a little bit? Okay, so some of the things that you can really get fluffy on as far as your routines go, and I want to show you the quote one more time while I'm talking about it, is that, you know, so your exercise and health routine. Just already talked about it. Is that something that you need to oomph up, really get into a much better routine, okay? Other things are your relationships. I really want you to take a look at your relationships right now and say, you know, am I really growing in my relationships, or are they just kind of going? Okay. Are you hanging around people that you know what you've always hung around with? And if they're rock stars and they're helping inspire you, support you, and help you grow in life, awesome. But if it's really, keeping you stagnant, do you need to kind of switch up? Meaning this, maybe having a different inner circle, people that really positively challenge you, inspire you, support you, love you, right? Is that, what about your relationship with your spouse or your partner? You know, routine is awesome, right? But the thing is this, sometimes our relationship can kind of get a little bit stagnant if we just stay in the same routine over and over and over. What about your business or your career? Say, for example, if you work in an organization, is there something you need to do to maybe grow in your leadership? Do some sort of training, get an additional certification, maybe volunteer, maybe go for that promotion. Or your business, are you just kind of going and your business isn't really growing? You're not really keeping up on the times. So we all have routines. I love routines because it keeps you disciplined. It keeps you consistent. We have to have them. But sometimes we need to look at our routines, okay? Take them apart and say, what do I need to oomph up? What do I need to get better at? What do I need to switch up? Who do I need to have more around me? So awesome, awesome stuff, everybody. I appreciate you joining in. I appreciate those that are watching the replay here. Still getting used to YouTube Live a little bit, so thank you so much for your patience on these live videos, but this is super exciting to be here. So I'm going to give you 5 ideas of ways that, you can do things a little bit differently. They may not resonate with you, but this is to get you percolating. This is for you to really start looking at your own routines and say, maybe I need to do something a little bit different. So number 1, maybe you need to get up a little bit earlier. Maybe you need to start your day a little bit earlier so you get a jump start on it. Not be running around like a crazy person in the morning getting up late. Number 2, do you need to have more face-to-face conversations with people? Do you tend to sit behind the computer? Do you tend to email a lot? Maybe phone calls? Why not switch it up and do more video calls? That has made all the difference in the world as far as me getting to know people and building those relationships personally and professionally. Number 3, maybe it's taking a break during the day. Switch up your routine. Don't be sitting at your desk for 8, 9 hours a day. It's terrible for you. Or maybe shutting it down earlier in the day to spend time with family and friends. 4 is really, do you need to revisit your inner circle? Team of advisors, people that you're hanging with, business-wise. Is that it's always good to have people that have the same values as you, but it's really good to learn and grow with people that are different than you. Diversify your circle. And the last thing is this one's a really tough one for people sometimes, but shifting the way you think and act. Is that so many times we take life so seriously, and I just posted something on my personal Facebook page today about taking your goals really seriously, but not taking your life so seriously. Meaning this is that there's a whole bunch of challenges and ridiculousness that comes into our life sometimes. Is that sometimes we need to just, use laughter as medicine and laugh at the ridiculous stuff that happens in life. Is that try not to be so serious about things that happen and enjoy the journey of life along the way. So as a refresh, everybody, I am Cynthia Bazin. I am your laser focused kick in the duff mentor. Is that I mentor both men and women in personal development, business strategy, and business branding. I also speak all around the country and also do a lot of emceeing for events now, which is really a lot of fun. If you are struggling, if you are feeling overwhelmed in your personal or professional life, and you really need to get a laser focused plan together, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you and see how we can work together and get you really focused in on the priorities for your life. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please share it out on Twitter and all the different social media platforms. And I would love your comments below on what you thought of this video today. So everyone, I wish you an absolutely awesome day. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see you again next time. Cynthia Bazin signing out. Have an awesome day.